This is Retirement News Online. Welcome back. Estate planning is more than wills and documents. It's about avoiding costly, emotional mistakes that can impact your family for decades. Please welcome back JC Hutchins with Clover Wealth Partners in Louisville, Kentucky. I know when it comes to financial planning, retirement planning, one of the things that's most important as we're building wealth and then turning it into income is making sure that we have an estate plan in place to make sure that when you're not around and the people you care about are, that what you've built and worked so hard to grow is passed on easily to them. So let's talk about some common estate planning mistakes that you typically see. I guess the first one is probably not really thinking about it.
Exactly. I've had quite a few prospects come across that don't have even a basic will. And that's unfortunately pretty common that I've seen here recently. But when we walk them through that process, they quickly understand how important that is, right? We walk them through, yes, will, power of attorney, healthcare documents, but even get into that trust conversation to make sure assets are going where they want to, or where you want them to go at your passing.
And so I think people also think a will is enough, but the biggest problem in estate planning or with an estate is probate, right? It's either the government's plan, I guess, or your plan is one way to think about that. So talk about how a trust is used in that situation.
So a revocable trust, it avoids probate. So assets that go in there are going to get passed on based on how you would like them to be passed. But obviously you don't have to visit the courthouse. And it's a lot less stress for your loved ones in that process too.
Because probate can be not only time consuming, it can be very costly, and it drags things out. It's not uncommon for people to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in probate.
Exactly.
Why is that such a bad idea?
Sometimes, and I've seen this here recently, unfortunately, some family members don't agree with how a will is set or how the money should go.
Right.
And they can contest that, and unfortunately that can make things ugly. I've seen some families that break up through this process, and it's really tough to watch that, and at that point in time, it's a little too late. There's not a whole lot you can do.
Right. So the plan is the most important thing. Then let's talk about coordinating everything together, because there's a number of people potentially involved in this, with attorneys and the financial advisor, and you're also in many ways kind of a therapist. Yep. Because this is a very difficult time for a family, and what we're trying to accomplish is giving them the space to grieve and go through that process and not have to worry about the financial aspects of what's going on. How do you handle all that, the emotional side of it?
Yeah, it's tough. There's a reason I have tissues on my desk pretty consistently. It's never fun when a loved one dies, no matter the situation, whether you have it planned for or not. But being able to sit down with them and hopefully have worked with them to have that plan in place, so they can really go to sleep at night and understand that everything's really taken care of. They don't have to go through the hard thing that's already been taken care of by your loved one that just passed. And we're there to be their advocate and just comfort them in those times.
What do you tell somebody who says, well, I probably don't have enough wealth for an estate plan? I mean, if you have anything of value and you have family, I would guess estate plan's necessary. Yeah,
I would always over-prepare in those situations, and how much wealth you have, like that number is different for everybody. All right, there's not I have $1 million, I have enough wealth. No, you have things you want to pass down, and you want to pass down a certain way. So whether it's you have $50,000 in a CD in the bank, or you have a pretty large estate, an estate plan is absolutely necessary.
And from a tax perspective, it's critical, isn't it?
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah. Well, JC, thanks for talking with us.
Thanks, Tom.
That's JC Hutchins with Clover Wealth Partners in Louisville, Kentucky, and this is Retirement News Online. Thanks for watching.